Hola, amigos. It's time to bring the noise here on this AMA. Happy week 9 in the National Football League. Going to be here for the next several minutes answering all of your pressing fantasy questions. Got any sports betting hot takes you want to share as well? Maybe got a favorite play on a player prop side, total SGP. That is also fair game. Anything really goes. Ask me anything here over the next about 30 minutes. And I'm going to do my damnedest to help you out and give you a straightforward opinion. There are 3 different ways you see at the bottom of your screen right there where you can contact me on this Bring the Noise broadcast. Submit your questions via Facebook at Yahoo Noise, on Twitch at Big Noise 78, or on my YouTube channel, Fade the Noise. Again, if you're consuming this somewhere else and you're like typing in any comments, I can't see them. Those are the 3 apparatuses to deliver your question to me. Again, Facebook at Yahoo Noise, Twitch at Big Noise 78, or on YouTube and the Fade the Noise channel. While those questions are locking and loading, just a friendly reminder to go to this website, thegamingjuice.com, you jackals, and sign up for an absolutely free account. We're cranking out oodles of content every single week. You don't pay a single dime for it. You can ask me a question in there, and I answer those throughout the entire week. I think I fired off on over like 55 answers. As a matter of fact, in that slow chat thread, all you got to do is click Ask Brad at the top of the screen, and I will get to your question when I can. All my fantasy football rankings live there. I update them throughout the entire week. My fantasy flames, quarterback, running back, and wide receiver / tight end, and won all kinds of awards with that column over the years. And that lives for free on thegamingjuice.com. My top props piece. I do individual island matchup pieces, all sports gambling in that realm. Ben Wittenstein, Nate Jacobson, they crank out a ton of college football content previews and picks every single week. Nathaniel Lundy and I do the Fade 5 podcast. That lives on the site, and his always free, always transparent spreadsheet, largely of NHL picks. Also there, Brandon Velasquez cranking out some NHL content. I'm telling you, man, we got a lot cooking at thegamingjuice.com. It's 100% free. You jackals, click, converse, and cash. ... Maybe. All right, as your questions are locking and loading, let's go ahead and get in on 3 player props that I am digging on, abbreviated version of the Fade 5 here in week numero 9. Let's see. Let's do Bo Nix. 2 or more passing touchdowns against the Baltimore Ravens. I think he's going to be a top 12 fantasy quarterback this week. I'm certainly not on an island with that point of view because the Ravens have been god to the awful defensively for much of this season. So give me Bo Nix plus 200 for 2 or more airstrikes. And hey, if you want to get really crazy with a cheese whiz, he's 10-1 odds at DraftKings to throw 3, which he did last week against the Carolina Panthers. I think that is entirely on the table as well. Nick's quite respectable, number 13 in red zone completion percentage this season. He's thrown for 2 more passing touchdowns in 3 of his last 4 games. We all know the sorrowful state of that secondary for the Baltimore Ravens. Number 28 in pass EPA defense, 8.09. Pass yards per attempt, 311.6. Pass yards per game and 17 total touchdowns through the air they have given up to the quarterback position. 5 quarterbacks in the last 6 games have thrown for 2 or more airstrikes against this Baltimore secondary. I think Bo Nix adds his name to the list. Numero 2 on this abbreviated edition of the Fade 5 Countdown, DeAndre Swift. Yeah, I'm a Swiftie. There's going to be no bad blood with this one. I think the over on 16.5 receiving yards in Arizona is going to cash. Grab that at FanDuel at a minus 114 juice. Bears, I woke up this morning, the line's really shifted. A lot of money coming in on the Arizona Cardinals. They're down to like 2.5-point dogs are the Bears, which I find rather shocking. A little bit of sprinkle there on Chicago with the money line. But you look at Swift, if he is seen with a deficit in this game, going to be highly active as a receiver. He's averaging 13.7 routes per game. It's 16th most among all running backs. He's running around on 39.2%, as a matter of fact, the snaps that he plays. Also under 16 in the NFL, a decent 11% target share. That's top 20. He's top 10 in yards per route run. He is also top 5 in yards per reception, averaging 10.2 in that category. Really, all we need is 2 grabs. If he gets those 2 grabs, I think we're going to cash in. When we look at Arizona, give it a 4.4 reception, 37.4 receiving yards per game to the running back position. 8 guys at RB have gone over 16.5 receiving yards. Swift, I believe, shall do the same. And no, here on this short edition of the Fade 5 Countdown, give me Christian Watson. I ain't scared of no rain. 40 or more receiving yards, and that juice, I just looked it up before I fired up this taping, is real, and it is spectacular. Plus, what? 65. Roll the shoulders, baby. Gets seduced by that juice there at DraftKings Sportsbook. Look, I'm not overly concerned about the weather. It's going to be light to moderate rains persistently throughout the entire game between the Lions and also the Green Bay Packers. Winds, sustained winds. Sustained means consistent. Going to be in that 12 to 14 mile an hour range with some occasional gusts into the low 20s. Again, it's not gale force. I don't think it's going to be overly impactful. As always joke, these guys aren't witches. They get wet. They're not going to melt. And I don't think that's going to apply to Christian Watson. I know Detroit is number 4 in pass EPA defense this season, but I'm taking advantage of the matchup against Carlton Davis, the third. You look at Carlton Davis, he has allowed the 10th most yards of any defensive back in the NFL at a 104.7 passer rating. We know what the calling card of Watson is. Deep ball action. He's number 11 in ADOT. That's average at the target at 16 flat in that category. Now, I know you might have some concerns about Jordan Love, especially with the wet conditions out there. Maybe he steps wrong, stretches out that groin. We all cringe, and he leaves the entire game. But look, I'm going to clack and roll the dice here. Whether it's with a majority of Love, maybe some Malik Willis, it doesn't matter. I think Christian Watson, 40 or more receiving yards is a tremendous value. This thing, I think it was like plus 120 in open, and there's 45 cents more juice here last 24 hours because people are all scared of the conditions up there in northern Wisconsin, and I wouldn't overrate that at all. All right, you can contact me 3 different ways here on this Bring the Noise AMA. You see me at the bottom of your screen. Facebook at Yahoo Noise, Twitch at Big Noise 78, or on the YouTube channel, and that's Fade the Noise. Hey, do me a favor as well. Give this bad boy a thumbs up if I'm helping you out. Throw in some other emojis. You want to throw the middle of the finger emoji because you hate me? That's fine, too. You're interacting. It's a free country. We all have various opinions. We just got to come together, baby. And hopefully that will be the case on Tuesday. But let's go ahead and get through your questions right now. Oh, man, we got a ton of them. Outstanding. Really appreciate you guys interacting here on the Big Noise AMAs every single Sunday. Hola, senor, from Clint. Hola, Clint. Buenos dias. QB question. I have Goff, Knicks, and Winston. Do I sub out Goff and the Lambeau Mudfest? I actually have Bo Nix higher. It could have been ideal, perfect conditions up there in northern Wisconsin, and I would still play Bo Nix. I'm all about maximizing the matchup. I'm a numbers nerd after all, and again, I laid out the case for Nix. So the 2 or more passing touchdowns coming off that 3 TD game he had last week against the Clawless Cats from Charlotte. I think it's going to be more of the same in a game with a lot of pew, 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 shootout appeal taking on Baltimore. So Bo Nix gets my vote. Good luck to you. Bandit says, hola, amiga. Hola. Half point PBR and need a flex between Zay Flowers or Tyrone Tracy Jr. You better call Tyrone, man. I'm all about Tracy. Immediately grabbed his rush yards prop when it posted about 48 hours ago. I think I'd opened at was either 53.5 or 54.5, and I slammed it. I played probably in the alt market too, or 60 or more yards. Tyrone Tracy, man, he's only been a full-time running back for the last couple of years. I mean, he was a wide receiver essentially at Purdue. He's been magnificent, man. Showed a lot of shamey and shake, break tackle ability in the open field. You know, when I'm dealing with a wide receiver question, especially in a very difficult matchup, the Denver Broncos are number 1 in pass EPA defense and guaranteed volume with a running back. I always side with the guaranteed volume, and that is Tyrone Tracy. J.R. Gil Padilla says, Keon Coleman, Amari Cooper, or Romeo Dobbs. Thanks, Amico. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you, J.R. Gil. Let's see. Keon Coleman's interesting. I'm probably going to go with Amari Cooper. honestly. Slight advantage. I go Cooper, Coleman, and then Romeo in that order. And Romeo and Coleman are very close. I think Cooper is the advantage. I know he's listed as questionable, expected to play. Miami's secondary, decent. That's shut down, but decent. And, Amari Cooper has got a number of red zone targets already in his brief stay there in Western New York. So why not tail him? Because the chances are of him splashing 6 rather significant. Grant Sambo says, good morning, Brad. Good morning to you. Need 2 wide receivers and a PPR. D-Hop, Keenan, Tillman, Lockett. Thanks. Lockett's out. Tillman is in contention. Keenan's in contention. D-Hop is interesting because we don't know exactly what we're going to get in game numero dos. So probably going to play a lot more snaps than they did last week. I'll take Hopkins for 1. That Tampa secondary is highly burnable. They're bottom 5 in pass EPA defense this season. And I'm going to go with Keenan Allen, slight advantage over Cedric Tillman. I know you might be chasing numbers from last week with Tillman. Much more difficult matchup on paper for the Cleveland Browns, taking on LAC. So give me Keenan Allen in a game that could really dial up the heat with the scoreboard operator working overtime in that matchup down in the Sonoran. Bill says, good morning. Good morning to you. PBR late, Jake Ferguson, Bigsby, or Coker. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I dropped a line on Coker, man. I took the over immediately at 33.5 receiving yards, and then opened that line has spiked. Last I saw was like 37.5. A couple of books that are out there. He is very, very interesting, especially coming out of the slot. And you could take care of this New Orleans defense in that secondary out of the slot because Alontae Taylor, that's a position he mans. He's arguably one of the worst slot corners in the league. He's up there with D. Alford of the Atlanta Falcons. So, in other words, I'm talking myself into, if you really want to roll the dice here, I think Coker has the most upside of all these guys. If you want to play this safe, Tank Bigsby is going to play. Is Jackson going to be remotely competitive against Philadelphia? I have reservations. I would rank it Ferguson 1. He's got the safer floor. Highest ceiling, though, goes to Coker, and Bigsby's out of the equation. So hopefully that helps you, Bill. Gypsy Queen, hola to you, Gesicki or Cedric Tillman. Now, in this instance, I would actually go, I wouldn't go with Cedric Tillman. I'd go Mike Gesicki with no T. Higgins. And again, you saw the role last week with no T on the field, just how active he was as a receiver. It essentially works out of the slot. Big body guy. Burrow's got a lot of trust in him. I think there's higher upside there in Mike Gesicki over Cedric Tillman. Good luck to you, Gypsy Queen. Headliners TV says Sam Laporta to Taysom Hill. Love both these guys this week. I talked to Doug Russell, who is a Packers reporter, and I asked him, well, who was the one guy, if you were the Green Bay defensive coordinator you're most worried about? And he goes, Sam Laporta, without hesitation. It wasn't Gibbs. It wasn't Montgomery. It wasn't Amon-Ra St. Brown. It was Sam Laporta. Green Bay has really struggled defending the tight end for much of the season. And I think Sam Laporta, this could be a sneaky good game. Maybe it's 55, 60, and a tutty. Far more upside compared to Taysom Hill, though. Taysom Hill, I think, is going to have probably a TE1 borderline kind of game today, mostly coming on the ground. The Only Son says, morning, need a quarterback, 2, and a super flex. Or Stafford's in. I think Nakua is going to play. How much? That's undetermined. Nobody's going to be able to figure that out. But even with Cooper Kupp on the field, Tutu Atwell can step in and fill those enormous shoes of Puka Nakua. Kyron Williams get busy there in the pass game. Parkinson as well over across the middle of the field. Far more potential, in my opinion, going with Stafford over Geno Smith. Gypsy's got one more. Javonte Williams or D-Hop. I'll go D-Hop there. Dustin says, hello, sir. Play Stafford over Love with Weather. Also Pollard or Ladd. Now, if you have a viable crutch to lean on, which Dustin does, in regards to Jordan Love, and you're like, I'm not going to clack and roll the dice on him, given the wet conditions, groin injury, soft tissue issues, or undefeated, Stafford's a great crutch to lean on, and I would lean on that. So I would take the risk out of the equation, go with Stafford, and then Pollard or Ladd, it's Pollard for me. It's great that he's going to be able to play. I know he didn't practice this week, but he's going to be the main man in that offense today. Place your bets with Jack White, because you're damn right, STU. Again, my always free, always transparent, always public spreadsheet lives on the gamingjuice.com. Just go to the menu at the top of the page, click free picks, and you see it there. Those are all my real plays. I actually put money on it, all right? I'm a 100% transparent guy. I'm not like holding any secrets at all. If you see the pick on the spreadsheet, I actually gambled on it, and I'm a high volume kind of better. That's how I like to roll. We've had decent amount of success this year. We're up over 50 units, though I'm probably going to give half that back today. Gypsy says Flacco or Caleb Williams. Give me Caleb. Jerry says, morning, Brad, half point PPR. Romeo, where out thou, Romeo? Calvin Ridley coming off that enormous game. Cedric Tillman, appreciate it. I'd probably go Calvin Ridley, slight advantage over the other two guys, but they're all similarly ranked. Good luck to you. John says, Ola, make him in a PPR. Otten, I stopped there. Cade Otton's my number one ranked tight end this week. Was I injecting something in my veins when I made those rankings? Possibly. But no, for real. Cade Otton, I'm not tailing numbers from last week. He's got 20 combined targets the last 2 weeks. And now he's facing a Kansas City defense of which tight ends are performing 38.3% above the league average against fantasy-wise. It's a great matchup. I maximize it. Give me Cade for all the cash. Phil says Burrow, Stafford, or Murray. It's Burrow for me. It's actually in that order. Burrow, Stafford, then Murray. Saints or Bills defense. Yikes. Do you roll the dice with the Saints? Sure. Bryce Young's good for a pick, maybe 2, and maybe it goes for 6. Probably more upside there. Jesse says, hola, Brad. Rico Dowdle or White and a walk, not even remotely close in my mind. Chargers or Vikes defense. Give me LAC all day. Sean says, hola, half point PPR and a flex. Brian Robinson Jr. got the hamstring injury, but should be good to go. Or Cade Otton, hamstring injury, could flare up, worrisome. You've got a viable crutch to lean on. Cade Otton, man, I absolutely love him. Wrote about this week on thegamingjuice.com, ranked him number 1 in my tight end rankings. I think he's going to have another creamsicle performance like we saw last week. Terry says Tyrone Tracy or Tillman, not even close to me. It's Tracy. Bill says Daniel Jones an option in a super flex league. Well, he's any starting quarterback is an option. Mason Rudolph, who I've had to play a couple of weeks this year, is an option in a super flex league. Sure, man. Any starting quarterback is certainly an option. Aubrey says, hola, half point PPR flex. Mostert, Chubb, Downs, or BTJ. If he plays, I am going to go with the Rub-a-Dub-Dub and the Chubb Club there, Aubrey. I think he's going to have a sneaky good game today. And yes, I wager on the over 52.5 rush yards. I think he's going to find the end zone as well. Fingers and toes crossed. I'm starting him in a couple of leagues in a flex position. Dave says, hola, standard flex need 1. Cheating Reed, Puka Nacua, with all the unknowns attached to him, or Rashad White. Honestly, I'd probably go White here. I mean, you could wait this thing out if you wanted to get some more concrete information on Puka Nacua, but I think that's, a little risky there. I think White's going to clean up at garbage time, man. I think Tampa Bay is going to get rolled. He's going to be out there in the field largely in the second half catching passes, and it could come out smelling like a rose there in garbage time. Just a friendly reminder, folks, I'm Brad Evans. I'm loud. And hopefully you're going to my website, thegamingjuice.com right now. You jackal, sign up for a free account. I love people I'm not answering questions on Twitter this year on X at Noisy Waves. I got 144,000 followers. I've been on there since 2009. I've answered questions on there for 15 years of my damn life. And I'm like, look, I got to run a business. So I'm going to start my own thread, get out of the noise of X and, everything that's going on the chaos there on a daily basis, and take it to my website where it's clean, it's easy to use. And people are like, why are you doing that, man? You've always answered my questions. Well, I'm not charging you anything. It's a really simple sign up. All I require is an email address. You could probably even make that up and you're good to go. And bam, you're in, and you just fire away the question. And I always go there and I answer it. Simple as that. So go to thegamingjuice.com, sign up for your questions. Hopefully you're streaming this program there right now. And if you want your questions answered here on this forum, go to Facebook at Yahoo Noise, Twitch, Big Noise 78, or Feed the Noise and the YouTube channel there. All right, let's bring it back here. And let's start off with a Don. 1824 says, Nacua or Pittman. Safety first. That's immediately what comes to mind. It's Michael Pittman for me, especially with Joe Flacco under center. Sean's got another question. Uno Mas, half point PPR on a flex need 1. Jacobs Connors. Have a Super Sunday. It's Josh Jacobs. He's a mutter. His daddy's a mutter. His mother's a mutter. I think he's got to have a nice game against the Aiden Hutchinson-less Detroit Lions. Ryan says, hola, amigo, start Donald or Nix? It's Nix. And a receiver between Amari Cooper if he plays, Addison, Demario Douglas, Tolbert, Robinson, Alec Pierce. It's Cooper, obviously, if he's in the starting lineup. Addison's your consolation prize there. Kanan Cash. Hey, Brad. Pick 2 in a PPR, Wandale, McConka Donkey, Dobbs or Ridley. I'm going to go with the McConka Donkey for 1 and slight edge to Calvin Ridley there. Joe says, hola, sir. Need 1 for the flex. DJ Moore or Josh Downs? DJ Moore for me. Josh says Dobbins or Garindo. No, it's definitely J.K. Dobbins. No question about it. I don't think Garindo's even, he's off this week. There you go. He's on a bye. Know your bye weeks. Pittsburgh, San Francisco. Garindo's out of that equation immediately. Burrow or Daniels. Give me Jane Daniels there. Gypsy Queen. Evan says the Niners aren't playing. Yeah, see, he's echoing my sentiment. So there you go. Just got to look at the bye weeks. That's like Fantasy 101. Key says Lockett or Judy. And 1 point PPR. I'll go Judy. Don't feel that great about it. There you go, Josh. I should pay attention. That's fantasy. I know our lives are getting stretched all over the place, but we got to look and see who's actually active and in our lineups. Steve says, hola, amigo. Kyler against your Bears or Geno? I'm going to go Kyler. Mark says, morning, Brad. Need 2 out of the 3 in a PPR. Hawkinson, Etienne, Puka. Oh, Hawkinson back. I don't really trust him much. I tell you what, if Puka Nacua is active, I will roll the dice and hope it's like the last game where, he was off for several weeks. He was going to be eased in, according to Ian Rappaport, and then he balled out for over 100 yards. So I'm going to go Puka for 1. And I don't really trust Etienne a whole lot either because Tank Bigsby, frankly, is the better running back. I guess I'll go with TJ Hawkinson and sacrifice some chicken wings to fantasy gods. I think you're going to need all the help you can get. Hello, you jackwagon from Robert. Hola, you jackwagon. Full point PPR, pick 1. Dunze, Bigsby, Wandale. PPR safest floor far and away is Wandale. And that's where I'm going to go there. Guillermo says, hola, Brad. Hola. Full point PPR, Moore or Harrison Jr. both scare me because of inconsistency. Yeah, and I think Johnson's got to be all over the younger Harrison. I'm going to go with DJ Moore. I bet on a number of props on yards and receptions tied to him in the alt market. That's the way I'm going. And he's crossing his fingers on Sutton. I think Sutton should ball out, man. I really do. The game you just do with people. Yeah, we appreciate it there, Guillermo. It's a clean site. It's lovely. It's beautiful. We got awesome pictures if you're a fan of that. And we don't write a ton. It's not like diatribes. There's some writers in this industry. Reading my stuff here. I'm going to write 3,000 pointless words on something that is just important to me in my life, but nobody remotely cares about. And then I'll get to the good stuff at the bottom. And I get straight to the good stuff every single time. I throw in slightly inappropriate joke or two from time to time. I like to have fun. That's how fantasy content should be. Kirk says Caleb or Stafford. Give me Stafford barely over Caleb Williams. Ingram or Bowers? Man, that's a tough one. I love both these guys this week. I'm going to go Brock Bowers. Oh, Illinois let me down. Yeah, tell me about it. College football has kicked my ass this year, the betting market. Illinois did me no favors. I was at the game. They go up 17-16. I'm thinking, okay, we got this. Suckers feeling good. And then the defense let us down, and they had a chance to tie it and fumbleitis. Bummer. The unfortunate real side of Illinois has come out. Clint says, same game parlay, take por favor. Sure. Waddle get 4 catches today. Okay. He usually gets 4 catches every single week. Anytime Cowboy TD for Ferguson. Okay. All right. I could buy that. Or Donald. I wouldn't buy a Donald. More on Ferguson. And Kyle Van Noy 1 sack on Knicks. Okay. Sure. Why not? That's what I love about same game parlays. You can slice and dice and get creative in construction and like hundreds, if not thousands of different ways. So Waddle, 4 more catches. Ferguson more so anytime touchdown. Benoit on a sack. Sure. Let it ride, baby. Good luck to you. Jeremy says pick 2. Javonte, Etienne, Pittman. Pittman's in. And I guess I'll go with not so juggernaut Javonte. Phil says it hurts so good. Come on, Jalen, make it hurt so good. Or Daniels. I have Jalen Hurts ranked number 1. Oh, Amari Cooper, according to Adam Schefter, inactive today. Inactive. Just got a notification on my phone. That's major. So those who've been asking Cooper questions, obviously get them out of your lineup and start leaning on some of those crutches you have on your roster. Anthony King, Ola Brad, tight end Andrews or Hawkinson. Andrews is it. Bigsby or Irving, give me Bucky Irving. Keenan Allen or Jordan Addison, give me Keenan Allen. Thanks. Double shot of tequila to you. Well, yeah, don't have to twist my arm. Joe says PPR, Ingram or McBride. I'll go Ingram barely. I really love both those guys. I have them ranked inside the top 5. Frank says, what do you think? AJ over 69. Nice. Receiving yards. Yep, I'm in. Lamb over. Yeah, 100%. I took him 90 plus at plus 110. And Nick's over 6 rush attempts. Achan over 38 receiving yards. Achan's only the one I worry about because that's so game flow script dependent. I like the Knicks over on rush attempts. He got an aggressive front. He'll get flushed out for some opportunistic runs. Love the first 2 legs with A.J. Brown, CeeDee Lamb. I'm just a little bit hesitant about Achan, but he could probably sell me on it. Clint says, Unamas, do you think Bucky Monday Night Toe could throw in Tucker if out or Joey Chestnut? Well, I mean, he got Tucker as a plan B in case the plan A doesn't work. I hold out and wait. I think Bucky's going to play. He's got turf toe. He's fighting through it. He's looked pretty good with, despite that setback. Johnny says, should I pick up ETN off the waiver wire to replace B-Rob and in case he doesn't play today? B-Rob's going to play. He's expected to play. I know it's a hamstring injury. I bet on him at anytime touchdown at plus, I think it was plus 105 or plus 100. That's one of the picks there on the gamingjuice.com on my free spreadsheet. I'm still going B-Rob. I'm going to risk it. Ryan says, one more PPR, Zach Ertz or Taysom Hill. Give me Taysom Hill. Cody says, start Bo Nix, Baker or Lamar. Come on, man. You're playing Lamar Jackson. He just gets so many points in various ways. That's a direction I go there. And I think we actually have another one. Bo Nix or Lamar. I'm still playing Lamar. Oh, that's the same question. Lamar all day. Hey, says Christian Watson or Waddle. Again, I'm rolling the dice with Watson, even in the rain. He's going to dodge those drops. I have a feeling he's going to catch a long bomb, and that might be for 6. A little bit risky, but you got to risk it to make the biscuit. Joe says, half point PPR, Cooper or Flowers? Well, Cooper's out, so that answers your question. Premium League, Ertz or Stevenson? 100%. Ramondre Stevenson. Rah, 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 rah. Yeah, cue the Gaga there in the background. That is definitely the direction that I go there. Let's see. We got some more Williams or Stafford. Give me Matthew Stafford for that one. That is 100% my pick there. Phil says, hey, go to the gamingjuice.com and jackwagons. Yeah, please do. Thanks for answering my question. Always within an hour, Brad. We'll get back to it. Well, not always. I got to sleep at some point, and sometimes I'm on air for 3 hours with my BetMGM Tonight show, which you can listen across the country on Odyssey stations. Yeah, I'm not on Sirius XM anymore, but I still do radio every single night with my buddy Ryan Horvat. We got an awesome show. There's some similarities to the old Faith and Noise show on Sirius XM. It's fantasy and it's betting mashed together. It's a wonderful blend of content, and we're sweating out bets live on BetMGM Tonight, and it streams on the gamingjuice.com as well. So hopefully you're checking all that stuff out. Jeremy says it's bad when it's this way. Elijah Moore or Quentin Johnson. Tequila is the answer here. You better have it handy. I'll take Johnston. Yikes. Hey, Brad, Waddle over Ridley. Half point PPR. Thanks. I'm going to go with Waddle barely over Ridley. Spanish Rice 13. I love Spanish Rice. Morning. Need 2, please. Marvin Harrison, Smith or Mooney. Mooney's in, and I love Smith. I actually bet on Smith longest catch, 22.5 yards. That's on the always free, always transparent, always public spreadsheet on the gamingjuice.com. Jay Red says, I don't know if I should be impressed or worried, but my daughter just yelled, Daddy wants, Daddy needs, Daddy gotta have it. Yeah! Break out the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. See, kids love the sledgehammer, and I love wielding it as well. It's a jam. The Peter Gabriel version, the OG version, is a jam. Hopefully she likes that song too. David says, in the flex, Hopkins or Worthy. Any other running back, Monty or Chase Brown? God. I'm going to go mandatory Montgomery. Chase Brown, I love getting down with my boy Chase Brown here in the Chase Brown branded maple syrup. He's Canadian. He went to the ILL. Stupid loss yesterday. And I'm going to go Worthy over Hopkins. there's an article that's going to come out a little bit later today on thegamingjuice.com, specifically about the Monday night game. And I have a wager on the X-Man, and hopefully he's going to give it to you. Chad says, hi, Brad. Half point PPR, Marvin Harrison, Reed, or Downs? I think the highest floor, honestly, is with Downs. If you're chasing ceiling, it's Harrison, and Reed's in the middle. I hope that answer helps. Daddy want, daddy need, daddy gotta have it. Yeah, there you go. Danny's always calling in. There's a lot of people that hate the sledgehammer because they can't handle elevated voices. But I do radio and television, and I talk with an exciting tone. That's how I roll. Opinion on that, Puka will try to play. We've heard the story before. He was supposed to be limited last time, and what did he do? Over 100 yards receiving. It's risky. All right, it's the bottom line. I'm not a physician. I don't have inside information. I'm not in Puka's head. But, wide receiver 3 territory, that's where it's at. If you have somebody that you feel is a strong wide receiver 2, wide receiver 1, play them over Puka Nacua. If not, clack at a clack, roll the dice, and let it ride. GFGF says PPR, Mooney or McConkey. I'm going to go with Darnell Mooney. I actually like him quite a bit. Mark says pick one in a standard. Shakir, Ridley, Keenan Allen, or Wandale. Standard is the key here. I'm going to go Keenan Allen. If Robinson Jr. can't go, give me the second one out of those. So B-Rob is not available. Number 2 is Khalil Shakir. There you go, Danny. Yeah, I appreciate you too. Thanks for stopping by. Jeremy says Chubb, Mostert, or Pollard. Pollard's in my lineup. No question about that. With him active and ready to go. Brian Robinson just got ruled out. Oh, I didn't get a notification on that. So Brian Robinson out. Great. That sucks. Oh, there it is. Yep, I just got it. I missed it. So Brian Robinson Jr. inactive. Austin Eckler. Obviously, the needle goes way up, and I would start Eckler over McConkey in the flex. As a result, Williams or Stafford. I think I already answered this, and I went with Stafford. Are the Game of You shirts for sale? No, this is a one of one that I made. Hopefully, eventually, we're going to have a store and I could sell some of this stuff, but baby steps. We're trying to escalate, build the site. We started from scratch. We're getting there very slowly, and I need an investor as well. Jeremy says pick 2, Chubb, Javonte Williams, Sutton, or Connor. Give me Sutton. And I'm going to go slight edge with Nick Chubb over Connor there. PPR, need one out of Hunt, Connor, or Montgomery. Honestly, I'm going to go Hunt. I can't believe I'm doing over mandatory Montgomery. Yeah, Robinson Jr.'s out. Thanks, Paul. I just got that notification. Just want to say thanks for the advice over the years. Oh, I really appreciate that, Donald. Friday, I hit a 12-leg parlay. Holy cow. Monster payoff, which I doubted those winnings after that. Leave me here this weekend for big NFL bets. Oh, well, congratulations on that 12-legger. I never put together more than like 4 legs in a parlay. Every once in like a very rare while, like for the Super Bowl or something, or maybe the NCAA tournament Final Four, I might do something like a 5-6 crazy legger, but man, 12's nuts and you hit it. So congrats to you. Jeremy says, last one, I promise. Need to drop one for a tight end, Tillman or Dowdle. It's probably Rico for me, and I would pick up Mike Gesicki. Also sign up for thegamingjuice.com and Jack Wagons. Yeah, please do help us out. Johnny says Njoku or Waddle in a PPR. Give me David Njoku. Lynn says want to start Ridley, Wandale, Odunze, Coleman, Addison. Wow, these are all kind of just grouped together in my mind. I'm going to go Keon Coleman, actually, and I think Keon Coleman officially got a notification. T. Higgins inactive with that quad injury. That was expected. Keon Coleman goes up in the rankings with Amari Cooper very much out of that picture. B-Rob out today. McNichols available. McNichols will have a role. He is a deep league flex only in my mind. It's more Austin Eckler. Ian says, Ola, half point PPR need one. Nakua, D-Hop, Mooney, Keon Coleman. If you don't want to risk it with Puka, and I look, I'm a riverboat gambler. I would risk it with Puka, but I know some people, they're more risk averse. I would go with Darnell Mooney as a 2, and Keon's a close 3rd. McConkey is last. Joe says Achane or down. Oh, close, man. Stephon. Wow. Yeah, there you go. I have no idea what that was about. Hunt or Eckler. Hunt all day. Johnny says, Mr. Fuego, hola. PBR need a flex start. Slayton, Parker, Washington, or Kraft. Tucker Kraft for me. JR says, been following you since the Yahoo days. I love your content, bravo. Amigo. Thank you. I really appreciate you've been sticking with me. I've been in the business nearly 20 years now. I didn't have hair there. I have far fewer operational follicles now, but the same, approach and takes in myriad ways. I'm trying to bring in the noise. So I appreciate you sticking with me, JR. Jim says, pick two to PPR. Brian Thomas, DJ Moore, K. Notton is in. And I probably go DJ Moore, slight advantage over Brian Thomas. But again, that's a group that's all kind of lumped together there. All right, folks, I got to peace out here. I think I've exhausted all of your questions. Do me a favor, would you kindly? Go to thegamingjuice.com, be a jackwagons, and sign up for a free account right now. All kinds of content we're cranking out there every single day. I got my Sunday night football picks. If you like the sports betting markets, that's already posted on the site. Rankings, I updated very early this morning, although I don't have the latest information updated because I've been talking to you guys. I'm going to be on the Bleacher Report app here momentarily as well with my buddy Claudia Bellafato breaking down our booms, busts, and bank picks ahead of NFL week number 9. So download that sucker if you want some more takes. That's a great way to access it. We're going to be answering your fantasy questions as well. Good luck in your fantasy endeavors. Good luck on your various sports wagers as well. And until next time, adios, amigos.